Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. There is a fresh supremacy battle in Mount Kenya. The Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, has manifested himself as the heir apparel, as the next Mount Kenya kingpin after Uhuru Kenyatta. And he is doing anything and everything within his powers to ensure that he annihilates Uhuru Kenyatta to political obscurity so that he can remain there as the ultimate kingpin. And this is the reason why some experts believe that he is behind all the frustrations against Uhuru and the Kenyatta family. In fact, you've seen him trying to unite Mount Kenya. He actually took almost all the Jubilee members and they are now warming up to working together. He has met them in State House now more than thrice. They even tried to ousted the Uhuru allied officials in the Jubilee party. And you've seen Rigathi virtually doing everything. The other time he was defending the Mount Kenya businessmen from the onslaught by the Nairobi governor, when the Nairobi governor said that all the long distance vehicles were to be evacuated from the CBD to Green Park. Rigathi Gachagua protested. So he's done everything to ensure that he becomes the Mount Kenya kingpin, and he's doing this in readiness to inherit the biggest seat, the most coveted house in the land, State House, after William Ruto exits. And if you ask him, he will be telling you that Ruto will do his 10-year two-term. The Kenya Kwanza believe that William Ruto will be re-elected automatically in 2027. But his bid to unite Mount Kenya is not without hiccups. He is meeting a lot of obstacles. Some of them are external, but others are sibling rivalry. External rivalry could be that of the chief minister, that from the chief minister, Musalia Mudavadi. It is believed that William Ruto is inclined to ensuring that they might be working with Musalia Mudavadi and he will ditch Rigathi Gachagua. But I want us to talk about the one that is emanating from the sons of Mumbi themselves. And by the way, this story is reported in The Nation. Sometimes members of the group would want to know the credibility and the authenticity of the source. So this is from The Nation, you can check. It is reported that the outspoken Kiharu member of parliament, Mr. Nyoro, invited a group of Kenya Kwanza legislators, both senators and members of the National Assembly, because he was launching a bursary, a secondary bursary fund that will see the students who are the scholars within that constituency getting 12,000 Kenya shillings every year. And I think, give credit where it's due, I like people who help others. And on this Ndindi Nyoro's code, I know there are several things that he does that people don't like, but on this I think he did a good thing. Now, on that event, several leaders praised Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, and they said that Mr. Ndindi Nyoro is fit to inherit the leadership from William Samoei Ruto. In fact, these sentiments are going to disturb, they're going to cause sleepless nights for Rigathi Gachagua. The person who started this war is none other than the Muranga Senator Joe Ruto. Joe Ruto caused a storm by insinuating, and I think this is the truth, that the first president of Kenya, the founding father, Jomo Kenyatta, hailed from Kiambu County, and the fourth president, of course, Uhuru Kenyatta, also goes without saying that he hails from Kiambu County. And he went on to say that the third president, the late President Mwai Kibaki, comes from Nyeri County. And he says that now the deputy president is also coming from the Nyeri County. And they are saying that Muranga County has been left out. They believe that this was supposed to be their turn, but it went to the Nyeri County. And so they believe that after Uhuru Kenyatta, after William Samoei Ruto, then the leadership should go back to this county, the Muranga County. Kiharu constituency is within Muranga County. And several leaders who are there, including John Kiare, the Dagoretti Member of Parliament, Cheregai, the Senator, there were several of them, heaped praises on Ndindi Nyoro, and they said that he's got brains, he's ambitious, he's bright, he can do anything, he's a go-getter, outspoken. They showered him with praises. You all know from where you sit that Ndindi Nyoro is this outspoken guy. He's a young man. Now, I thought for a while what this portends for Rigathi Gachagua, because this is going to open another wound. I was looking at the years of Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is currently 63 years old, and currently he's 58 years old. In the next 5 years, that is in 2027, Rigathi will be 63 years old, because he believes that he can only take over from Ruto after a 2-term limit. That means that by 2032, Rigathi will be 68 years old. And you know what that means? These young thugs will not give him peace. They will say that it is now time for the old guys to allow the young guys to take over. Compare that to Ndindi Nyoro, who is currently only 37 years old. Give him another 5 years. In 2027, Ndindi Nyoro will be 42 years old. And when William Ruto exits, assuming that William Ruto succeeds in doing a 2-term limit, Ndindi Nyoro will only be 47 years old. So I want you to picture a 68-year-old Rigathi Gachagua and a 47-year-old claiming supremacy there. And the kind of politics that Rigathi Gachagua is playing, Ndindi Nyoro might just get an upper hand. And I was also looking at the last time when the Kenya Kwanza team was given a chance to elect someone to give Ruto a running mate. Rigathi Gachagua battled it out with Kithure Kindiki, who has now been given a poisoned chalice to drink. That docket that has been given, I still maintain that it does not befit, because Kithure Kindiki is a scholar. This is a learned lawyer, and he needs an office that deals with the law, maybe Attorney General's office, Ministry of Constitutional Affairs, something like that. But giving him a docket where he has to deal with the bandits and all, I personally believe from where I sit that this is unfair to him. So Kithure Kindiki is 50 years old as we speak. He will be 55 years in the next 5 years, and then give him another 5 in the next 10 years, he will be 60 years. So that leaves, among the three, Ndindi Nyoro will be the youngest. So as Rigathi Gachagua is trying to unite the Mount Kenya community, and he wants his eyes is on the ball, he wants to become the president, he is very careful of the threat, Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro is rich, because it is reported that he's got the highest individual shareholders in the Kenya Power and Lighting company, with over, it was stated over 27 million Kenya shillings. That is his shares. And he really, the way he has started, he compels a kind of following, because of his he defends William Samoei Ruto with his heart. In fact, if you looked at them during the last campaigns, he was one of the people who suffered harsh treatment from the previous regime because of think of his stand or something. Is one of the brains that are behind pushing for William Samoei Ruto. So he's going to be a threat to Rigathi Gachagua. Now, Rigathi Gachagua, as he tries to unite the Mount Kenya community, he needs everyone. He needs all the counties, the Kiambu, Nyeri, Muranga, which in the county am I forgetting here? But when you see a certain clique of people beginning to question, beginning to like someone instead of Rigathi Gachagua, in politics you don't just read the obvious, because it could be William Ruto sending a coded message, because these people went in public and they said this, saying that it is time for the Muranga county to be given this leadership mantle. It could be William Ruto talking, because when the Mount Kenya were given, this fraternity was given a chance to give Ruto a running mate, they voted for Kithure Kindiki. They didn't vote for Rigathi Gachagua. But William Ruto, for some reasons known to himself, because one of the things that was said then was that Rigathi Gachagua is a mobilizer, and of course you've seen him as a mobilizer. He's trying to stand and be counted as the man who is behind Kanini Kega's nomination into the EALA. He also said he's the one who rallied support to Johnson Sakaja to be elected into his position, that he rallied the Kikuyu nation. So he's presenting himself as someone who will speak and the Kikuyu nation will listen to. But something is happening here. Could be that William Ruto is not very comfortable with Rigathi Gachagua. And I have seen this in several occasions. There are times when William Ruto wanted to settle down to start working before Raila started bombarding him with heat. And it seems Rigathi Gachagua kept on politicking, and William Ruto sent Mudavadi to tone him down. And Mudavadi said that we are now putting politics behind us. Let us start working and implement our promises to the people. But William Ruto has come back now in full swing to politicking. Raila Amolo Odinga has ruffled him, and he feels he cannot just sit down. So William Ruto sometimes sends some of these emissaries just to warn, because he does not want a direct confrontation with Rigathi Gachagua or someone. From where you sit, as if you are from Mount Kenya, kindly let me know. Do you think Nyoro is a threat to Rigathi Gachagua? Because I'm looking at the age, this sharp guy, he can just give, he might just give Rigathi Gachagua a run for his money. Now, William Ruto seems to have set Rigathi Gachagua into a path where he's going to clash with everyone. Look at how he is presiding over the persecution of Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, he has presented himself as someone who is protecting the Kikuyu nation. But when it comes to Uhuru Kenyatta, you see Rigathi Gachagua as enjoying. He's the one who is officiating all these things. A time might just come when the Mount Kenya community will accuse him of someone who did not protect Kenyatta family from the onslaught of the president. And the president knows very well what he's doing, because William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua now, Rigathi should stand in between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto if at all something is happening, but he's neglected his duties. And then William Ruto is watching Rigathi Gachagua demonizing everyone, Raila Amolo Odinga, everybody in the opposition. You know, sometimes in politics, you need those who you thought were your enemies, because you've seen this. In politics, people who are enemies today will become friends tomorrow, and those who are friends today will become enemies, you know, today. So, by allowing Rigathi Gachagua to create enmity between himself and his brothers, himself and the people like Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto is finishing Rigathi Gachagua. So that in the end, if he decides to drop Rigathi Gachagua, he will not run to the Kenyatta family, neither will he run to Raila Amolo Odinga. Things will be tougher for him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this sibling rivalry, this kind of supremacy battle is something that we must watch very closely, because it has started. But when you see them talking now very loudly about it, it must have been some undertones within. Don't you think it is William Ruto himself? Because sometimes back I analyzed that William Ruto has placed strategically Mr. Nyoro as a spy in Mount Kenya, because he knows very well that if Gachagua rises very fast, then that will spell doom for him. And I've maintained on this platform that if you remove the Mount Kenya voice from William Ruto will remain a shell, a skeleton. And so he does not want Rigathi Gachagua to rise up so much, because power corrupts. Rigathi Gachagua can rise up to a level where he realizes that now, I don't think I'm going to support Ruto. I've got this following behind me. I might just go for it. So he wants Rigathi Gachagua to rise up to a level where he can contain Uhuru Kenyatta, but he does not want him to rise up to a level where he can be a rival himself. So I had analyzed that he has placed Nyoro to look to check Rigathi Gachagua. Some people said that, oh, I was reading too much, but now it seems that this is what is happening. Let us watch as things transpire, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think. If you are from Central Province, and especially if you understand the Mount Kenya politics, share with me what you think on the comment section, ladies and gentlemen.